Hello, this is Ben Gregory with the development group at Inteva Products, and this video will kind of act as a storyboard for our GUI, showing some of the required features and functions of our app. So this is what the home screen of the app could look like. There are 5 functions, and I'll take you through those right now. First is if we get a new container in the shipping area, we can click on that function and open it up. We have 3 fields to enter: the name of the container, the type, and an owner. You could click on the text box and fill it in via keyboard, via voice recognition, or we could have drop-down menus available in the case of type. We could even auto-populate this field, so we have a skid as our type. We can select the next available skid, so for the next skid it would be SK102. If I try to save and print right now, it won't work. And we'll come up with an error message because all 3 fields aren't filled out. In addition, if this name was already used in the database, it wouldn't work. So I'll fill out the owner, save and print. So we'll create a new entry in the database. Let's first confirm that SK101 is not in use. It's not. So there's our new record. We'll send it to a printer and print out a QR code. Now to store the container, we need to tag it to a location. We can either manually enter in our container name and location, or we can use the scanner. So we'll first scan the label that we just printed off for the container, and then we'll scan the location at which it will be stored. We'll go into the database and we'll first make sure the container name exists. Then we'll make sure that the location that we scanned also exists. And then we'll make sure that the location is not already in use. It is not, so we enter our new location and change the last updated. This would also work for moving. So if this was already at A2, we would just erase A2 and replace it with A3. So this will work for first-time storage and moving a container. Our third function is similar. It will delete a container. We can scan our container. It will go into the database and make sure that the container exists. And then it will allow us to delete the whole record, delete just the contents, or delete the contents and owner. I will delete the whole container, and it will wipe it from the database. Our fourth function lets us view and edit the contents of a container, manually enter in the container name or scan it. Now that we scan it, we go to the database. Now this is the container database, and this is related through the contents box to the contents of SK101. So it's almost like a table inside of a table. We will pull up, here is our container information, SK101, the owner and the location. Here is this contents table displayed in an easy to read form. We could scroll to see more fields or scroll down to see more contents. There can always be an empty row at the bottom to add more contents if needed, and each of these could act as a cell, kind of like a spreadsheet. So I could click on this, pull up a keyboard, and edit it down to 3 parts if I used one. Then I can update the contents, and in the database it'll change this from 4 to 3, and it'll change the last updated date. Lastly, we have the search function. This is if I'm looking for something in a container, but I don't know where it's at. And we have all these different fields that we can enter in search terms. Let's say I know the identifier, and I know the project of what I'm looking for. So I'm going to search with those terms. We'll go into the database, check all the containers really, and all the different contents of each container. Find our matches. In this case, we have a best match here with SK101 and the second best match with GL105. It reports it in that order. I can click on my container and then pull up the view edit contents. And then I can use this to find what I'm looking for. I know its location, so I can go to the location and pick up what I'm looking for. If this doesn't have what I'm looking for, I can go back to the search results and click on the other one. That concludes this presentation. Thank you very much.